We hit them hard yesterday, and we're going to hit them again hard today, in case you miss it, in case you don't turn on your television set. And we'll see what happens with the deal. We were really close to a deal. But
President Trump saying buckle up. Iran is about to receive new incoming fire from the United States military after the Iranian downing of a U.S. Apache Army helicopter with 2 pilots that were recovered in a remarkable manner by a drone boat that recovered them and brought them back to a place where they could be safely extracted from the waters in the Persian Gulf. With that, we bring in retired 4-star Air Force General Charles Wald, former deputy commander of the U.S. European Command. He served more than 35 years in the military, flew combat missions, dozens and dozens of them, if not hundreds of them, I believe, over the Middle East. General Wald, thank you very much, sir. Very good to have you with us today.
Glad to be here.
So as you look at this conflict and where it stands right now, Iran at times seems emboldened. They seem willing to go for broke in this battle. If we return to battle from a military perspective, how would you advise forcing the capitulation of Iran over the near and long term?
Well, I would advise, I have been advising that we don't do tit for tat anymore. I mean, it's almost ludicrous that we allow the Iranians to take out our aircraft, in this case an Apache helicopter, and almost kill 2 of the crew members, and then go back with a tit for tat or a small kind of equal response, if you will. So I think it's time for us to say, the Iranian, all of your guests have said this earlier today, Ambassador Haley was totally correct. You just cannot negotiate with them. They're irresponsible, they're untrustworthy, they're not going to give up until they get what they want. So I believe it's time for the United States and our allies, whoever will participate with us, to go in and take out as much Iranian military capacity as we can and get ready to open up the Strait of Hormuz. This has gone on long enough, and we can do that. But I think we've been we've had a lot of restraint so far.
Yeah. You know, in terms of a forced military reopening of the Strait, what would we need in terms of allied relationships? What would that look like, in your opinion, if you were presenting that to the president?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think we can do it ourselves, although I'd rather have allies participate with us. We haven't had much help from NATO, which would have been nice, but all the GCC countries that are along the coast do have some assets. They can help out, as well as Israel. So I think anybody that wants to participate for us to put things back the way they should be in the Straits of Hormuz, we'll take them on as our partners. But I think we could do it ourselves if we had to.
There's a report today at NBC News, defense reporter beat piece, that says that the president will be speaking with the leading defense contractors about missile supplies for the United States. Is that something that concerns you?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot written about it. We've used quite a few of our missiles, but if you look at it, the defense industrial base is now moving to increase the production capacity significantly over the next year or so, although we need it right now. But we have allies that have weapons. We have weapons in the Middle East that we've had pre-positioned there. So, yes, I don't think, as a military guy, I never have enough weapons, but I think we're in good shape.
So, in terms of missile supply for Iran, and I was just talking to Ambassador Haley about this, how concerned are you that part of the bravado in Iran is coming from reassurances from China and Russia that they will help to fill the gaps in terms of giving them what they need?
I suspect I know China and Russia are helping the Iranians. I'm not sure they're going to have enough help if we decide to do the mission I just talked about. But I think diplomatically and economically and behind the scenes, we need to make sure China and Russia know that this is unacceptable, and there'll be consequences on them, not necessarily militarily, but potentially economically and politically.
General Wald, thank you very much. Your stance on this is clear. We heard this from General Keane as well, that a forced capitulation, a military onslaught that changes the dynamic here is what you would advise. General Keane has said the same thing, and we heard that from Ambassador Haley in her own words as well. So, General Wald, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today.
Thanks, Margaret.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.